Alright. Can you guys guess what came in the mail today? You guessed it. We got the worms. We got the worms for the HDG flow-through worm composting bin. Now, these are African nightcrawlers. I've been waiting for these. They arrived today. I just got home from work, so it's time to open this up and get these guys out of here. So let me actually close the top on this bin for a little bit. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to go with a flat top on the bin. It just makes such a great work surface. So I'm going to open this box. Now, I contacted the seller to let them know that we've had really cold sub-zero temperatures, and they assured me that they package their worms. Here's the seller card, which I will not show in the video if in fact the worms didn't make it. So it came with a little informational pamphlet. This looks good so far. I see insulation. Oh yeah, they use some good insulation that I see so far. I'm seeing some wet newspaper, so I'm going to be careful because it looks like the worms are just kind of loose in here. Yep, I see some down along the sides, so I'm going to want to check the paper and make sure I don't have any stray worms. So this will at least give me some additional newspaper. Alright, more paper. Okay. The last thing I need is loose worms in the house. They also told me they shipped it with a heat pack. And this pack does feel just a touch warmer than the rest of the environment. Alright, so it looks like we have ourselves a big pile of worms here. Oh yeah, it looks like they are in some compost or some castings. So it doesn't look like peat moss like my red wigglers came in some peat moss. These seem to have come in some black. So this is either compost or this is castings. Feels quite a bit like coffee grounds. So here are the African nightcrawlers. Look at that. It just smells earthy. But the good news is they look very much alive, as you should be able to see there. So without further ado, let's introduce these to the bin. Let's get rid of this heat pack. I don't know how to dispose of that. I don't know if I can just throw it in the garbage. Is it going to heat up my garbage can? I don't know. Alright, so I've prepared the bin. I had been eating pomegranate. You may have saw the video I did on planting pomegranate seeds. So I did put just a few pomegranate scraps in here. There's not really a whole lot in here for food other than the bedding, because people say you don't want to feed your worms a whole lot just after they've gone through shipping. So here we go. Let's do this. Let's make sure we got all the worms out of there. We don't need any worms drying up in the garbage can. Alright, looks good. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a big pile of worms. Look at that. That'd probably make a good thumbnail. They're pretty clumped together. Introduce them to their new home there. Oh yeah, we got some that are heading for the hills already. Like, I'm out of here. Big pile there. Let's kind of spread these guys out a little bit. So they may be a little dehydrated. I sprayed down the bedding to get it to the right moisture initially before putting them in here. So let's give them a little water. And not only that, this bedding they ship them in, it's a little dry by now. So boy, whatever they were shipped in, that's some nice black stuff. That they may have shipped them with quite a few of worm castings in there. Now, the really cool thing about these worms is, for one, they're kind of a rare worm if you go shopping online to buy these. And there are people out there selling them, but not a whole lot of worm places that I could find, at least, you know, sell these. Most people sell European nightcrawlers, and most people sell red wigglers. It is hard to find a lot of information on these African nightcrawlers. But what made me want to go with this type of worm is, for one, they get real big. So as they grow in population and start to maybe kind of get overpopulated in here, rather than having to start more worm bins, because I don't have a whole lot of space for more worm bins, I can sell these as fishing bait because they do get big. I could sell them to other people who may want to start worm bins and may want to do worm composting. And I hear that these worms really eat a lot and compost a lot. So I'm interested to see just how fast and how much work they do. I'm not seeing a whole lot of activity here right off the bat. They're just kind of sitting on the surface, but I'm sure it's just they've gone through shipping, they're in a bit of shock. In fact, I have some more worms in the box here that seem to escape. Oop, here went a piece of insulation. So, get them in there. Now they're very active as I try to pick them up. They're very good at squirming away, so that gives me, that's a good sign that they're still healthy, even though they had to go through a couple days of shipping. So I think that's all of them, unless there's any hiding in there. So the moisture, it's actually a little bit dry down there, so I will need to actually continue to provide moisture to the bedding. So the thing about this flow-through bin, it's open underneath, and then it's got plenty of aeration through the top as well. For one, these cedar boards, even though I put them tight together when I built this, so, you know, some of the cedar boards had a little bit of moisture in them, and so they dried out, and there's more gaps between the cedar boards here. So plenty of aeration through the top, and since it's open top and open bottom, you can really dry out quickly. And that's what happened over the last week, from the time when I prepared this bedding till just receiving the worms just now. I probably should have been opening up the box and giving it a squirt here and there to prevent it from drying out, but I didn't do that. I didn't really think about it because I didn't have anything in here. But there obviously is microbes and everything in here, and you don't want those to die off, so you should really keep your bedding to the appropriate moisture. So that's it. I'll give you guys an update on how these do in the very near future here. So you can decide for yourself whether or not you want to go with this worm or this type of composting bin. I'll be sure to bring you the first harvest from this bin as well. So once again, thanks for watching the High Desert Garden. See you next time.